from Hollywood and the four corners of the world. You asked for it. Starring Rich Little. Here's the star of You Asked for It, Rich Little.
Thank you, and welcome to the only show on television that takes you around the world in 30 minutes just because you asked for it. Tonight's spectacular footage of one of the biggest disasters of the 20th century. From Japan, miraculous wizardry with a razor-sharp knife, the only trained buffalo in the world, and much more. But first up tonight, we're going to see millions of dollars of steel collapse before our eyes and one of the greatest bridge catastrophes in history. In the 1970 version of You Asked for It, color footage of the Washington Narrows Bridge disaster was shown for the first time. Jack Smith tells us the story behind this fantastic film.
The Tacoma Narrows Bridge on November 7th, 1940, the third largest suspension bridge in the world. We're going to talk with one of the two men who made that amazing film, Mr. Barney Elliott of Tacoma, Washington. How did you do it?
Well, Jack, we had an accountant working at the bridge and had made arrangements for him to call us whenever the bridge started to roll or bounce. Actually, it had bounced to a certain extent when we built it, and we had suspected that it would bounce even more, and so we wanted a picture of it. We never suspected it would fall.
How strong was that wind? Was there any measurable amount?
42 miles an hour, according to some encyclopedia, and I understood gusts up to around 50.
Only 42 or 50 miles an hour?
But it happened to funnel in just the right way through the Narrows, which is a rather narrow body of water. And it funneled in there perfectly to make the bridge undulate and bounce.
Was it the way the bridge was engineered that helped that undulation get to really going and swaying?
Well, the fact that they had a limited amount of money to build the bridge with, they made a minimum job of building a bridge. This was the smallest and the thinnest anyone had ever built.
I understood that there was somebody on the bridge. Was anybody hurt, first of all?
No, there was no one hurt. There were three of us out in the center span. Actually, when the bridge fell, the first center span fell. Professor Farquharson, who had been taking pictures of the nodes to try and fix the bridge, and a photographer from the News Tribune, Howie Clifford, and myself. And we were in the center tower. Professor Farquharson, as you can see in the film, had gone out to the car to try and get a dog out that was in there. The dog had bit him, and he came back, and as you'll notice, he had to walk the center line because the bridge was actually bouncing more than the fall of gravity.
This was one of the large suspension bridges of the country, wasn't it?
Yes, it was one of the third largest bridge in the world at that time, and it had a span of some 2,800 feet. It cost $6,400,000.
Well, when you felt it starting to go and crack up, you were down in a hurry, weren't you?
When it cracked up, we were three of us, Howie Clifford, myself, and Farquharson, were underneath that tower. And we not only left in a hurry, but I ran the fastest I've ever ran in my life.
Well, I can understand why. That is unbelievable. Destroyed by a simple movement of air. And we've all had a chance to view this because you asked for it.
Say, if you're wondering what happened to all that steel, it was reclaimed and sold as scrap to Japan. It was then sold back to the United States as bullets. My gosh, one way or another, that bridge was out to get somebody. Next on You Asked for It, a miraculous Japanese knife wizard. We'll be back.
Now back to Rich Little.
A razor-sharp knife is a useful but dangerous tool. It can cut skin and bone as easily as it cuts wood. Well, in Japan, we found a man who is a wizard with a knife. He uses it to make bamboo baskets in a way that has to be seen to be believed. Our Tony Thomas tells us about this expert because Jimmy Hamilton of Victorville, California, you asked for it.
In Japan, bamboo is many things to all people. It is food, forest, furniture, paper, housing, you name it. In this shop called Chikuseido in Tokyo, Kenichi Tanaka turns bamboo into works of art. Kenichi works with knives sharper than razor blades, and it's entirely handwork. One little slip, and he could cut off a finger. To make something that looks very simple, such as a basket, each strip of bamboo must be shaved so precisely that it can be bent and at the same time retain its strength. The proof is in the weaving, and as the Japanese say, in life itself. In Japan, a man of honor and integrity is called a man with character like a strip of cut bamboo. That same character is woven into every bamboo product made at Chikuseido. 3 generations of the Tanaka family have worked in bamboo here for more than a century. Kenichi is the 3rd generation. Already an expert, he still takes advice and instruction from his father. The arrangement of the strips is as precise as the parts of a microchip, and all the more remarkable when you consider that bamboo is a grass that grows up to 130 feet tall and a foot in diameter. Out of bamboo and tradition, the Tanaka family has woven a reputation of honorable work and outstanding craftsmanship in the proudest Japanese heritage. Now, when you see such artistic handicrafts, you will know the painstaking work that makes such beautiful things possible, because you asked for it.
Bill, this is Ronald Reagan. As your president, I've taken steps to bring that Japanese knife wizard to Washington to work on my budget. If we have to make more budget cuts, why not let him take the blame? We go now from razor-sharp knives to a man with a razor-sharp mind, Mr. Jack Smith.
Thanks, Rich. Well, we've seen trained dogs, trained cats, trained bears, even trained fish on You Asked For It. But the most unusual animal ever presented on this show was back in 1956. It was a trained buffalo. Now, as far as we know, this was the first time this wild and majestic animal was ever domesticated. And the man responsible was a cowboy named LaRue Olson, and he made his buffalo Pat do some tricks that have yet to be duplicated.
I'm sure that this is something you never expected to see. Nothing seems to scare Pat. He'll go just about anywhere with his trainer. Earlier, Mr. Olson rode him down Wilshire Boulevard in the city of Santa Monica, and only the shoppers were scared.
Don't be scared, mister. It's only a bull buffalo.
Pat likes to win the shop just like some old gal.
Now, wait a minute, Pat. A china shop is out of bounds for a bull, you know, but a buffalo in a china shop? Oh, I'm gonna hold my breath.
That's the most curious critter I ever saw.
Uh-oh.
Pat likes nice things. I spent nearly a year just getting the meanness out of him. Then I commenced to saddle break him, Now I can ride him just like a horse. I can neck rein him and do figure eights just like a quarter horse.
He's got the stride of a cow pony. It's obvious that a buffalo must have a lot of intelligence. Pat has absolutely no fear of height either. Look at this platform. It's 12 feet high, 8 feet long, and 4 feet wide.
Turn around. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Come on, Pat. Lay down. Hurry up. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Get up, Pat. Get up, Pat. Back up. Back up.
The world's only trained buffalo. You asked for it.
The only trained buffalo in the world, and you saw it because you asked for it.
That was a wonderful story, Jack. Tell me, though, how did LaRue Olson tame that buffalo?
Very carefully.
Yes. We'll be right back with a story of some Flying Dutchmen who leap over the canals of Holland.
And now back to Rich Little.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the Flying Dutchman of Friesland. You see, Holland is a low, marshy country filled with canals, and getting across these canals calls for a bridge or ingenuity. The Flying Dutchmen use ingenuity and very long poles. Jack Smith tells us about the canal vaulters of Holland because Barbara Bachman of Socorro, New Mexico, you asked for it.
Rich, we're in Muckham, a little fishing village in Holland's most northerly province. There's a sport here that's unique to this area. It's called canal vaulting. This unusual sport evolved from the popular Dutch pastime of bird watching. Unfortunately, getting to the birds involved crossing several canals, so enthusiasts began to carry long poles and simply vaulted themselves over the water. Today, exclusively for You Asked For It, the top canal vaulters in Holland will hold a championship competition. There are as many ways to warm up for canal vaulting as there are competitors. There's the traditional stretching, the nouveau jogging, and, yes, flagpole climbing. The rules are very simple. On the opposite shore of the canal, the judges have placed a rope on the ground about 1 meter or 3 feet from the canal. If the jumper lands short of the rope, they're out of the game. If they land in the water, they're not only out of the game, but they're out of luck because that water's pretty cold. The length of the jump is measured from the point of departure to the imprint the vaulter leaves when he or she lands, and the contestant with the longest jump wins. To start off today's championship competition is Klaas Lystra, the current Dutch champion. He would dearly love to best his own record here today. And it's a mighty leap of 15 meters 19. Now Holland's women's division champion, Tineke Fleur. And Tineke comes up with an amazing 13 meters 58. Lystra is still in the lead. Siba Chalma holds several of Holland's track and pole climbing records. He's new to canal vaulting, but is quickly becoming one of the country's top competitors. Fantastic! With a jump of 15 meters 58, he's taken the lead from Klaas Lystra. Well, it's all up to our You Asked For It champion representative, Ryan Katellar. Now, if he can top Seba's jump of 15 meters 58, he will be the new champion. That's not exactly what we had in mind, Ryan. And this late score just in makes Seba Chalman today's champion. And we brought you this special canal vaulting championship from Friesland, Holland, because Barbara Bachman, you asked for it.
This is Jack Benny. Gee, you know, if I set up a toll on that canal, I could make a fortune. Cleopatra was addicted to it. Ancient doctors recommended it, and school teachers hate it. What is it? Chewing gum. The history of this concoction is as sticky as anything you'll find in the bottom of your shoe. Our Dale Haramoto is in Greece to show you where chewing gum originally came from. Michael Sipas of Nutley, New Jersey, you asked for it.
Rich, this is where it all began. No one knows how many thousands of years ago. When it is time for the October harvest of mastika, the natural chewing gum that originated here on this island in the Aegean Sea. The roads are filled with farmers and their donkeys on the way to the orchards.
These shrub-like trees called mastika or lentisk are the source of the gum. The spicy fragrance given off by the trees perfumes the entire southern end of the island.
Tapping the gum begins every July when the farmer goes to his orchard. He makes an incision in the tree trunk, and for 3 months, the tree is allowed to bleed. The thick white sap collects on the trunk and turns crystalline, almost transparent. Each tree produces about 250 grams or 9.5 ounces of the gum each year. This is equivalent to approximately 90 sticks of American chewing gum.
Even in its natural state, the gum is supposed to be tasty and chewy. Let's try some. Delicious.
The mastika is scraped from the tree and into a basket with a special trowel. This work is usually done in the early morning because the gum turns sticky in the midday heat. The women then clean the crystals before presenting the gum to the buyers. Later in the day, the women return to their homes in Pirgi. The donkeys are now laden with mastika. All over the town, the women are seated at their doorways cleaning the gum. In 10 days or 2 weeks, the harvest is complete. When the work is done, the farmers are likely to pause in a local taverna in the colorful village of Pirgi for a glass of ouzo, the Greek national beverage that is sometimes flavored here from the same mastika. The crop of gum is picked up at the family home and delivered to the refinery in the city of Chios, where it will be processed. It is sorted, mixed with sugar, sectioned, dried, and packaged. Aside from ouzo, the gum is used to make oils used in perfumes, paint, dental medicine, jam, and incense. But mainly it's packaged for sale as chewing gum. It's the biggest business on the island. The crop totals almost 3 tons, and it brings in about $3 million a year.
The gum from the mastika tree may be pretty hard to find in America, but here on Chios, it grows on trees. And you saw it, Michael Tsipas, because you asked for it.
You know, folks, the great thing about You Asked For It is we always give you something to chew on. That's why so many people are stuck on this show. Yak, 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 yak.
Rich Little and You Asked for It. We'll be right back. And now back to Rich Little.
That's our show for tonight. See you next time on... You Asked for It. Good night, everybody.
This is John Harlan speaking. You Asked for It is a Sandy Frank production.